So I want to revisit this. Everybody calling it a Jim Crow style law they're trying to pass in Jackson, Mississippi. And I talked about it briefly on our African Diaspora News channel. So what ended up happening a few weeks ago, the Mississippi House approved the creation of a new court system within the city of Jackson, in which judges and prosecutors in an overwhelmingly black city would be appointed by white state officials. They would not be voted in like every other judge in the United States of America. Now, Jackson, Mississippi has the second highest percentage of black residents among U.S. cities. They say the bill is proposing a new court, which needs approval from the state Senate and governor to become law, was overwhelmingly passed, they say, by a supermajority of white Republican legislators, they say, after intense opposition by black Democratic legislators. They say the change will be a break from the rest of the state, where judges and prosecutors are elected by voters. They say if approved by the state Senate and governor, the court system and its judges will preside over so-called improvement districts spanning Jackson's downtown and shopping and entertainment areas. Now, the mayor of Jackson said, like 80% of the city's residents is black. As they reportedly said, it reminds me of apartheid after watching the debate from the House gallery. Say if the new Jackson court system is approved by the Senate and governor, and say its judges and clerk will be appointed by the state Supreme Court Chief Justice, who is white. And prosecutors will be named by the state Attorney General, who's also white. The bill's author, Republican Representative Trey Lamar, cited reports of Jackson's high crime rate in arguing for the new system, as well as expanded police force that is part of the legislation. They say the bill is designed to keep the capital city safer, right? Now, this guy don't even live in Jackson. He lives about 170 miles away from there, a long, long way from there. But they say Representative Ed Blackman, a Democratic lawmaker and civil rights leader who opposed the measure, said, only in Mississippi we would have a bill like this. We will say solving the problem requires removing the vote from black people. They say Blackman noted that the new court would handle both criminal and civil cases. He said this bill is about helping to fight crime. He said, what does civil litigation has to do with crime in the state of Mississippi? Oh, that's an easy one there. I mean, like, why would you ask a dumb question? Well, it may not be dumb to him, but it's dumb to me. Okay. So the reason why they said civil, so when they're ready to take land from black people, when they're ready to close down black people's businesses, they can say eminent domain. That's what the civil comes in at. Because criminal is one thing, but civil is how you steal black people's stuff from them, right? How you run black people out of certain neighborhoods, how you do all kind of things. They do it through these courts. Now, we've been hearing a lot of black people saying this is new, just like Jim Crow, in which this time I agree. This is a Jim Crow style law. Now, the Georgia voting law, no. But this, yes, I do agree with this. But let me approach it like this. Black people are always on the defensive for everything. Why don't you go on the offensive with this and say these words? Pass that law if you want to. Pass it. Go ahead and pass it if you want to. This is what we prepared to do the day that law is signed and go into effect. We will shut down Jackson, Mississippi. We will not buy anything from none of you. If you're not black, we're not shopping with you, period. We're not doing it. We will boycott this city. We will have the whole nation down here in this city. And you will be labeled as a city of, it's the capital of white supremacy in America 2023. We will go on the strongest campaign ever to label Jackson, Mississippi as the capital of white supremacy. We will label Governor Tate Reeves as a Ku Klux Klansman that's leading the charge. We'll label every white Republican in that state a fellow Ku Klux Klan member. That's why they push this. And this is what we do while we're not spending no money with you. So go ahead and do that if you want to. Matter of fact, we might well go ahead and get started with the campaign. Because we're not going to sit down and just cry and say, look what they're doing to us. Oh, my God, look what they're doing. This is not right. When are y'all going to actually stand up and do something about it? When you going to pull the money away from them? They need your money. When you going to do that? When you going to tell these people, no, you're not going to treat me that way? When you going to get on your politicians? I'm talking about where's the Congressional Black Caucus Boule members? Where they at? Why aren't all of them down there in Jackson right now? raising hell about what's going on. Where's your friend Joe Biden at? Where he at? He's been quiet about this. He knows what's going on. And I'm not talking about his press secretary coming out saying anything. I'm talking about him actually coming out. Where's your Chucks and Pearl sister girl? Where Kamala at? Why she in Jackson right now? Going to raging hell about this, right? But I guarantee you, if they was doing something against LGBT, they all be down there. If they were doing something against the Jewish community, they'd be down there, right? The Asian community, they'll be down there real quick. When it comes to black folks, listen, black folks, we are on our own. So black folks, what are you going to do about it? You going to cry? You going to say, look what they doing to me? Oh, this is Jim Crow all over again. The reason why they do things to you is because you don't stand up no more. All you do is cry. All you do is look at the politicians to do something for you. Oh, why can't they do nothing? Why they don't do nothing? And understand that everything we've got in this country, we got it on our own. We never voted for no freedom in this country. We always got it on our own. So if they put that law in, then how I look at it, it's a fault of black folk in Mississippi, specifically Jackson, but Mississippi, because it's more than just black folks in Jackson. The whole Mississippi should be galvanized against these white Republicans right now. All of them. Even if you don't live in Jackson, you should be raising hell about that. Because if they can get away with it in Jackson, they're going to do it in your city. You know how white supremacist Mississippi is. You know that. You have some of the most idiotic and vile white supremacists in Mississippi. Always have been and probably always will be. When are y'all going to stand up like our ancestors stood up? Y'all be making these little statements. We not our ancestors. You're 100% right. You're not your ancestors, because your ancestors would at least stood up and done something. They would have said something. You mean to set up that you're going to let these people pass a law in one of the blackest cities in America, the second largest blackest city in America? And they not afraid that, man, I don't know about that. Think about it. 80% of the city is black. Y'all can shut the whole freaking city down. If y'all say, I'm not spending a dime in this city, that city will crash. It will crash. Because 20% of white folks can't support a whole city. Y'all got the economic advantage. Y'all even had a political advantage, at least in Jackson. Y'all should be running everything. And what it tells me is that every black person in Mississippi need to be out there galvanizing to get out there and vote and replace all those Republicans with black people. It's actually going to do something for the community. But I don't need to be seeing no more videos I've been seeing on TikTok. People crying, oh, look what they about to do. Look what they about to do. Yeah, they all going to do it to you. As long as you're crying, or you're going to get up and fight back. Either fight or they're going to put your behind right back in slavery. I'm not going to slavery with you. I'll leave this country way before I'll be put in slavery. But either you're going to stand up and fight and not let them put you back in a Jim Crow style law, or you're just going to go along with it. That's the only choice you got right now, black folk. That crying is not getting it done. The whining is not getting it done. They're doing it to you, okay? So what are you going to do? What are you going to do when you already have the advantage to do something? And don't tell me you can't do nothing, because what I suggested to you doesn't break a law, doesn't commit no crime, doesn't harm nobody, and everybody can participate in. Everybody. There's no way that a couple of hundred people should be able to take on the thousands of black folks in Jackson, Mississippi. No way. You would literally be a slave if you sit there and allow them people to do that, and you go right back to business as usual like nothing ever happened. And y'all cool with these white enclaves. Yeah, they're going to put you behind back in slavery. First is Jim Crow. The next step is slavery. And then some people are all shocked. I can't believe they're doing that in 2023. Well, believe it. These people ain't never changed. These people got Satan himself in them. Why do you think they ain't change? Y'all think these white supremacists playing with y'all? You understand the white supremacist is on his last stand. You understand that? He is really losing right now. He's losing, and he don't know what to do. So he got to go for broke. He got to mash the gas hard. He got to do something eccentric to get y'all in line. Y'all don't understand that? He got to get y'all in line, because he know if he don't get all y'all in line, then he, in his mind, y'all gonna do to him what he did to us. That's why he say, look, We don't have the birth rates no more. We don't have the control we used to have. They don't really fear us like they used to fear us. We got to do something crazy to get these people in line. So stop crying on TikTok about what they're doing to you and have a plan of action. Say, yeah, pass that law if you want to. Go ahead. I say we will break Jackson, Mississippi before we allow anything. No. And then you can do peaceful protests. You don't have to. That is legal within the law. You don't spend your money and you can do peaceful protests. Protesting can work. For the reason you do the protesting part, let me tell you why. You do the economic part, don't spend money. You do the peaceful protesting part, and you protest at the state capitol. That's where you mostly do it at. Protest there. Nowhere else. Don't block roads. Don't do that. Protest at state capitol. Film it and let people see it all over the world and label them. They say this state house is a house of white supremacy. I say people all over the world. Look, you want to see what racism looks like? You want to see what evil, satanic white supremacy look like? People throughout the world, this is it right here. And they talking about America's a democracy. It is not a democracy. It is a white supremacist dictatorship. That's all you got to label. All you got to do is do what I'm telling you do. And these images go all over the world. Trust me, it's going to force the federal government to get involved because the federal government can't keep having people label the country like that. Because what's going to happen? The Chinas, the Russias, the Irans, and all these other ones say, hey, look what's going on in your country. Wow, we don't do that over here. We don't treat your citizens like that. Your citizens treated better over here than they treated in your own country. It's crazy, and they use all that against America when they try to come around talking about democracy and say, what democracy? Look what you did to black people in Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, you could use these things to your advantage. But black folks, you got to get back to strategic movements. The reason why Dr. King and them did the marching, not because they was going to make some change, is because that was going to get some TV time. So people all over the world could see it. It's strategy to that. So you do your protest, peaceful protest. Don't destroy and break anything. If somebody come around talking about, yeah, let's go break something. That's an agent. That's an agent. If somebody tell you, we got some guns. We need to turn up. We got guns. That's an agent. Anybody that's telling you outside of peaceful protesting and financial boycotting, they're agents. And you better look at them as an agent and call them one and say, man, if you don't get your agent self out of here, and everybody say, that's a freaking agent. They trying to tell us to commit crimes and point them out. Film them. Show them. Everybody film them. Oh, look, his guy just told me about some guns. Film them. That's an agent right there. They're trying to infiltrate out what we doing. It's not that hard, folks. It's not that hard. Sometimes y'all make fighting back so complicated. It's not that hard, especially when you got the numbers on your side. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation. Black folks, we got to stop crying and fighting back. It's just that simple. The crying not getting it.